1-2. And he went around. Bobby Cox has got the hat off, and now he puts it back on, and he's letting Bob Davidson have it.
Well, the manager that has been thrown out of more games than any other manager. Did he go? I don't know. And there he goes.
Yep. Bob Davidson has kicked Bobby Cox out of the game.
You know you've been around a while when you get kicked out of a game on the road, and when you go out there and argue the umpire, everybody's cheering you. And that's out of respect. He can get his money's worth right now. Did he get his money's worth, partner?
He did. Yep. Matter of fact, they both did. Yeah, he kind of did the, you know what, just take a hike, Bobby, and then when Bobby Cox wouldn't let up, then he threw him out.
Did he go? Yes. Ortiz can't believe it. And he's asking Mike Estabrook, why don't you get some help from the third base umpire? And Ortiz is gone. Now maybe it wasn't the right call, Frank, but is it worth getting thrown out this early in the game?
Well, Ryan, I tell you, I've played 18 years and never got kicked out of a ball game because I just wanted to do enough to let the manager know that I wasn't happy, but I didn't think anything was worth getting kicked out of the ball game over. And this is just probably frustration right here on Davis' part. He's off to a slow start. He's questioned every at bat. He's had a pitch to question. He questioned the high curveball. He questioned that swing. So I think there's just frustration right there.
1-2 the count to Howard. I think Ivan Rodriguez and Marquis both wanted that pitch.
Well, wanted to have an eagle eye on that particular pitch. Slider, little backdoor. That's one of those pitches you've been arguing with the umpire. You're going to be out on that pitch there.
Opposite way, base hit. Polanco's going to score. He's around third. Utley's on his way to third. The throw is offline, and the Phillies are on the board for the first time here at home as Ryan Howard cuts this lead to 3. Riggleman's out to the mound. Jim Riggleman spent a lot of time yesterday talking about Ryan Howard, saying he didn't really want to allow him to ever beat the Nationals. They want the pitchers to be very careful when they throw to Howard. Well, Marquis gives up the RBI single there. Hey, for the 6th year, Major League Baseball and Susan G. Komen for the Cure are going to bat against breast cancer. Join the team. Submit a story about you or someone you know who is going to bat against breast cancer in their daily life for an opportunity to be an honorary Phillies Batgirl on Mother's Day, May 9th. The contest runs through April 13th. See Phillies.com for details. And Jim Riggleman, he's been tossed from this ball game, and he's going to get a word in with Paul Schreiber, the home plate umpire.
Now, 2 things he's doing. He wanted that 1 strikeout there on Ryan Howard, and then he's trying to fire his team up to let him know he's in the game and that he cares about what's going on.
So Riggleman is gone.
He must have said something about balls and strikes or...
Before Schreiber even came out, he wasn't facing Schreiber and said something as Schreiber was on the foot of the mound, and that's when he was thrown out. So he had every intention, Sarge, of coming out. This was not just to talk to Marquis. This
that's
was
exactly
to get the umpire
right.
out.
And he waited until he got to the mound.
and adjust to the curveball. So, you know, I don't know what you're looking for, because when they don't swing a bat and it's right down the middle, that's something.
Derek did not like that call and rarely argues, and he has been tossed from this game. He's telling Angel Campos, you haven't called that all day, and he has been thrown out of the ball game.
Wow.
I think this is frustration from an afternoon of hearing it from both dugouts for Angel Campos. That pitch felt high, maybe off the inside corner a little bit, but as you said, Len, that pitch has not been called a strike all day long. Derek Lee wants to know why it's a strike now.
Boy, I've never seen Derek. I don't remember him being thrown out of a ball game.
The only one I remember was the fight against Chris Young.
Oh, yeah.
Not with an umpire, right. You're right. You're right, Ron.
He offered it that one. That is a swing, says Andy Fletcher. And Adam Dunn's gone.
Oh, man, that's not good. He just got tossed.
Adam Dunn tossed from the game?
He threw his helmet, and he was jawing at the umpire. And
Adam Dunn out, evidently in more ways than one, on a scoreless first inning.
Coming inside and got him looking on the inside corner. Down goes Damon. Jared Weaver gives up the home run to Don Kelly. It's the middle of the fifth as Damon and Dale Scott go at it. He got it. 3-1 Angels. Pretty good pitch by Jared Weaver. Execution. Johnny didn't like it. He was looking out over the plate. Got hung up. Two-seam fastball to run it back in the inside corner. Got that spot. Hey, if you've been around the strike zone a lot, you're going to get that borderline pitch, and that was a situation for Jared Weaver. Johnny Damon did a little line by the plate. That's an automatic toss out when you start doing that.
Breaking balls, and you know that's going to have to be an important pitch for him to make that fastball more effective.
He missed with the fastball down, and it's 2-2.
Because really, Dwayne, there's only one pitch you look for off of Grant, and that's a fastball. And if he makes a mistake, it's hittable. But
you know, Nabi, I think Navarro just got ejected. He took a little umbrage at that call. Turns, and there's the
Nabi made it
home.
Yeah, and I don't like that he got the chest protector up there. Got to be careful of that one. Meaning, looked like there was a little close, perhaps a little brush there. Maybe you don't want that. There has been a question with some calls all night. But, you know, Fox Tracks has showed that actually the calls have been pretty accurate, with the exception of maybe a couple in the first inning that affected a couple of walks. But here's the pitch by Balfour. Nabi thinks it's right there at the knees. It's definitely on the corner. Doesn't get the call. Says something. Now he turns around. And whatever he said, that was enough. A little bit of a bump there. That's not going to sit well with MLB. That's what you don't want.
To get by themselves.
That one's in the air to right center field. That's pretty well hit. Young going back into the alleyway. Does he have room? He does. At the track, and he dropped it. No, they're saying it's a live ball. Worth is on the run, and he's heading to third. The throw comes in. They're going to wave him home, and Jason Worth is going to get across home plate standing. And the Diamondbacks are sure to argue that that ball came loose when Chris Young was trying to take the ball out of his glove. Dale Scott doesn't think so. Right now, the Phils have a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, well, from his position, Dale Scott, with his back against, well, look at him explaining that. Now, the fielder there is going to have the ball, and it's going to hit his glove. Well, he does catch it. He was taking it out, but from the position of Scott, he wasn't able to see that. He probably thought it just bounced out of his glove. But yes, that is a catch. That's a catch right there. Okay, he's taking it out. and then he says no catch. But I'll give Jason Worth credit for running from the get-go right out of the box. As you see him catches the ball, you don't take it for granted. Jason kept running after he saw the ball down. He kept going. Sam Palazzo did a great job, brought him all the way to home plate. Oh, no, he's out. He's out. Well, for me, that applies in the outfield.
Well, I think that Dale Scott is telling A.J. Hitch, and we're just, trying to deduce it here, that Young catches the ball, reaches in, but never got the ball out of his glove, dropped it at that point, and that he has to make that clean break.
Well, I think that he's actually just asking whether or not, hey, he got it out of his hand.
Now, you knew he was going to be thrown out of this ball game. I am a little surprised, Sarge, that Dale Scott has not asked the other umpires for help, which is why I wondered if it's the similar play that we saw last year at Citizens Bank Park, where there has to be an exchange from glove to hand. Well, I think A.J. Hitch is saying, once you get some help.
And Dale is saying, hey, I saw the play all the way, so I don't need any help. And that's why he isn't gathering everyone together.
Yeah, Jerry Meals, who you just saw with the glasses with his arms crossed at third base, and the first base umpire, Dan Iasonia. Dale Scott is the crew chief. The home plate umpire is Mark Wagner. And that's my theory, Sarge, is that it's the same play as last year, that it's sort of a continuation where he's got to be able to take the ball out of his glove. In all fairness, that's exactly what Dale Scott is saying, that he's got to control it, and he never controlled the ball. I agree with you, though. Right there, boom, he's got it. That's a catch. Now he puts the hand in, and the ball rolls right off his fingertips and drops in. And I think the rule is that you have to be able to pull it out, and it's a continuous play. Yeah, and again, there goes Jason running. Never giving up. For you youngsters out there, you do the same thing until it's recorded it out.
Who has that jammed thumb, unable to start the game today, but he will run for Griffey. First pitch to Kochman. Fair ball, base hit down the right field line. Lopez rounding third. He will score. Wilson holds at third. As the ball, now he's sent home. Wilson sent home as the ball looked to hit a fan in the corner or got lodged underneath something in the right field corner. Ozzie Guillen out to argue.
I think third base umpire, fielding culprit, is saying that had a fan not interfered, in his opinion, the runner from first base, Jack Wilson, would have scored. And that is an umpire's opinion, because that ball would have rattled around in the corner. Ozzie's going to argue it, but an umpire does have that discretion of allowing the runner from first to score if, in his judgment, the ball, and think about it, had the ball not been fielded by the fan, it goes all the way to the wall. That's and right. Jack Wilson scores on the ball.
And we are shielded from that corner, so hard to tell what exactly the ball hit until we had to look at the replay. But the Mariners awarded that second run, and they now lead the White Sox 4-2.
So it's a double fan interference, but in the opinion of the umpire, third base umpire fielding Culver, in my opinion, he's right here. Ozzie's going to complain and may get run from this game. But I think Culbreth is making the right call. Because clearly Jack Wilson, who was already almost on third base when the fan interfered, would have scored because that ball goes all the way to the wall. I think that's a good call.
And Casey Kosman with a two-run double with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth as Ozzie continues to let his opinion be known to the umpiring crew.
The point is, in my opinion,
again the 3-2. Strike three call. Loney going right at the home plate umpire, Angel Campos. But Loney goes down looking, and Takahashi gets the third out. The Dodgers rally to tie it with 3 in the fourth. Loney goes off steaming.
for Campos. He got the thumb. We got the one more word in, and that was enough for him to get a run.
Well,
and that got Joe Torre and Larry Boa and Duncan involved.
Well, this is where the coaches have to get the player out of there, or he'll get a 2-3 game suspension.
Now the 1-2. Got him, strike three. That's not going to make Span very happy. He's been thrown out of the game, and he throws the bat to the backstop. Span has been ejected, and here comes Ron Gardenhire. Boy, that was a quick hook right there.
Well, the pitch to Harris was not a strike either. And apparently Span didn't like that one, and he must have said the magic words, and he got run rather fast.
It's about as quick as you'll see someone thrown out of a game. Need picks up his second strikeout. Here it is again. That kind of toss?
Yeah, probably. The hand gesture.
And there goes the bat.
More than likely 3-2 pitch. Oh, called strike three, and Church can't believe it. He is barking at DJ Rayburn, the home plate umpire, and now has just been run from the ball game.
He probably weren't going to stay in the game anyway, so the only difference is he'll get a little letter at some point, probably. He'll have to write a check.
Strike three call, and LaRoche slams the bat down.
He's gone.
He is
can't
run.
do that. You can't fire the bat like that.
John Russell comes out, and he's going to visit with home plate umpire DJ Rayburn, who has thrown his second Pirate out of the game. Ryan Church was run earlier.
Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to third. They're going to come home with it, and out at the plate. He stayed on the plate. Miguel Olivo stayed on the plate, and A.J. Hinch comes flying out of the dugout. He's chewing on Marvin Hudson. He's saying he jumped a foot.
I just read his lips. I'm not trying to show you up. I'm out here to argue a point with you. Hudson didn't want to listen to it.
Well, this will tell the truth right here.
And I know Bo Porter jumped about 1.5 feet in the air. You know, we get a better look at it here if we can get the umpire. He's in a great position to see it and watch it.
That angle, I think Hinch has a big point. Now the ball's in the glove. You know what?
That's a good call.
Is that toe on the plate?
That I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, that is tough to tell.
At least for the Angels anyway, 12:35 versus a 7:05 start. But this isn't one of those games that was at 7:05. They moved to 4 o'clock. This would have been a traditional 12:35 start. The Angels thinking, you know what? Folks can stay at work a little bit longer. You know, today's day and age, the economy the way it is, instead of trying to cut out of work at 11:30 or 12 o'clock to be here. Matsui saying that he got hit by a pitch here. It looks like Rob Drake was chirping with somebody.
Looks like Soch got thrown out.
Didn't even look like he was looking at Sochi. It looked like he was looking at somebody else on the railing.
Well, that's about as quick as a throw out as you can see.
Now, if Mike's gone, obviously he's going to get his money's worth, and why not?
Unless he's protecting somebody else he threw out of the game. Somebody got thrown out.
Joe West trying to dip things in the bud here.
Find out who got thrown out of the game.
pretty common.
They are.
Runner goes on 2-2, lifted in the air. Long run, Span still going, and he'll get there and drop the ball. He dropped the baseball. Jackson coming to third. They're going to stop him there, and Damon, who never stopped running, is at second base. Span, it looked like, was going to make a great catch. And I think Gardenhire is going to argue that he had it long enough.
Gardenhire, with his argument, he may at least get the umpires to huddle to see if someone else saw something different. And really, that's what he's trying to do right now. He's trying to get them to huddle to see if someone may have saw something different. Span ran a country mile to get to this ball. I mean, a country mile.
I think that's a catch.
I do too.
Yeah, that's a catch.
I do too.
He dropped it on the exchange, and that's what Gardenhire's arguing. That's a catch. Boy, did he go a long way to get to this ball. Meanwhile, Damon hit that thing a ton, much farther than I thought.
Well, it looked like Span was playing him in right center field, and of course that ball was slicing away from Span in that left center field gap, and it looked like he had it long enough. We'll see. They're huddling, which is exactly what Ron Gardenhire wanted them to do.
So this will be a huge call either way.
If you're Jackson, you did all that you could do.
Doesn't look like Gardenhire is going to win this argument.
Take a look at Jackson as a base runner here. You know that you can go as far as you can. You can even go all the way around the base. Jackson knows where the ball is now. He's going to creep around the base here. And then he thinks the ball's caught, so you have to retouch the base and start to head back to first, and then he's able to get to third base. He did all that he could do there. He did that perfectly, because had the ball been caught, he would have been able to get back safely.
He had a lot to filter through his brain there.
He did. I mean, he really had to think about what to do there. And then he had to go back and then get back to third base.
Well, Gardenhire's hot right now, and he's having it out with Gary Darling, and there he goes. Ron Gardenhire has been ejected from this game. And I think he's got a beef on this call, because it certainly looked like Span had that ball long enough. He got them to huddle, and here's another look. The catch, 1, 2, 3 steps. So the Tigers will have runners at second and third, and Gardenhire will head to the clubhouse.
The teams put a run on the board. And
Squeeze.
he gets a squeeze. He can't find it. He's out. Oh, brother, I thought he had a shot. What a recovery by Matt Trainer.
It looked to me like Ichiro took off on the play, saw that Burns missed the ball and stopped or hesitated. And you're right, Trainer had the ball right beneath him and didn't know where it was at. Here Steve Burns pitches down.
Slid right into it.
Yeah, he clearly got it there in time. But at that point, Ichiro can't see him. He's hidden by Burns. He just jumps out in front of him and tags him out. I don't think there's any question about that. He's clearly out.
So the squeeze fails. Well, Washington's upset at something.
Well, he's upset. He's saying that Burns tried to bunt the ball. It's not a 1-1 count. He wants an 0-2 count on Burns, and he's not happy about it at all. And I actually think that Walsh is telling him it's a squeeze, but I think Eric Burns did pull his bat back. Why, I don't know, but I think that he did. And Walsh is not happy. Now he just got tossed.
Well, he's going to get his money's worth now. I think your point is right on.
So he's been ejected from the game. I understand Walsh's logic, but I think maybe the umpires had that one right. I thought maybe Burns did pull it back. Let's take another look. Here it is. Here's the squeeze. Watch Burns square around. See if he pulls his bat back. He does. He clearly takes it. I'm not sure why on a squeeze, but I think that the umpires had it right. And Washington, he's going to go back and see the replay of seeing that.
First ejection of the season for Ron Washington. And you just finished off that sentence with a very good thought. I don't know why on the squeeze. You got to lay it down.